A major stumbling block during the coalition talks has been migration policy, with a number of new approaches being tried out to ease the crisis. The eastern city of Cottbus has taken matters into its own hands and banned newcomers altogether. The move is in response to several recent incidents. Last week, a teenager was stabbed by two Syrians. Several days before that, an elderly German couple was attacked by a group of refugees. However, local neo-Nazis have also been blamed for violence at illegal rallies, with reports they attacked migrants. We spoke to people in Cottbus, and here's what they told us.
They make it look like asylum seekers or whoever attacked the Germans, but there were also cases where it happened the other way around. For example, 3 Afghans were beaten up by a group of Germans on New Year's Eve. Over the next few days, though, nobody reported on it. Only later, thanks to the efforts of an activist group, it was made public.
It's not a solution to the problem. Not accepting any more migrants doesn't solve the problem we have here in Cottbus. In any case, people don't feel as safe as they used to. There is some insecurity here.
I think there is a need for action in the city. However, the way the authorities are dealing with this situation might be a little bit questionable. Probably they could have looked into this case more deeply to see whether there are other options.
3 other communities in the region of Lower Saxony have also banned migrants. My colleague Neil Harvey discussed this with Hugh Bronson from the Alternative for Germany party.
There have only been a handful of attacks by migrants in Cottbus, as well as some on migrants themselves. Isn't a ban excessive?
Well, not to the victims of those violent attacks, it isn't. There were about 3,000 migrants who have entered Cottbus, and mostly they are young males from North Africa and Syria, bringing with them a completely different culture of conflict resolution. There is a breaking point for even the most tolerant of communities, and apparently this breaking point has been reached.
That's your opinion. Locals, though, certainly aren't all in support of this ban. Nobody's saying that any violence is acceptable, but some people suggesting, you know, that there may be more to this than meets the eye, maybe 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and that perhaps more options should be explored. Is that not a good idea?
Well, I'm afraid there's little to no time left to explore other options. There's a big tension building up, and many communities and cities are simply fed up. The German Treasury has admitted that in the last year alone, more than 22 billion euros were needed to accommodate these 1.5 million migrants. And this is, of course, a large sum of money. Now, try to explain this to millions of Germans who are living on the breadline, having 2 jobs and trying very desperately to make ends meet.